Alright men, are you ready to proceed by the book in a calm and orderly fashion? If not, sorry. Okay, where were we? We were about to tell her that we everetonated, I believe. Goddamn encyclopedia. By the book, on account of being literate, like a normal person.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
I found my badge. By love, you did. She inspects a piece of blue plastic, her eyes scan it from left to right. I did, Soul Man. Fast, observantly, like an electronic printer. Kitty. She hands it back to you. Pleased to meet you, Lieutenant Double Yefreiter Du Bois. I'm glad, Kitty. Glad to see a man of high qualifications. The situation is precarious. Seaweed drips from the badge in your hand. It smells of fish. What can I help you with, Lieutenant Yefreiter? Kitty, come here. Why must you be so Nando's? Don't flop out, Kitty. How about you share your information on the lynching now that you've seen his badge? The goalposts have moved. Man, there's a lot of spelling errors at this point in the game. I think we've gone beyond the point of a lot of testing. In the absence of the badge, I have informed my employer there will be a probe. I cannot rescind that promise, he smiles apologetically. To my knowledge, the drivers are still at the roundabout. I will tell you everything I know when you are finished with them. This was your plan all along? Good man, Kim, yeah. Shakes her head vigorously. My plan is to share information. The only way to do that now is by telling my employers you've kept your end, which I hope you will. Because let me tell you, we are in dire waters. Asking some regular pre-ass sneezing. Spoke with the lorryman at the roundabout. Yes, my eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered? Wait, where exactly are your eyes located? It doesn't really matter, and I do apologize for the surveillance. Wild Pines can't afford to be blind at times like this. One of the tall buildings overlooking the roundabout, most likely. That would give them a read on the entire quarter. Kitty? Kitty? Stop yelling in the thing. In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it. If I may ask, will there be an official investigation? I assume you discovered there is an operation. If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation subject to confidentiality. I am sure you understand. Of course, detectives, she says, her tone more cautious suddenly. In that case, you've held your end of the arrangement. I trust you. I'll trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn. I wonder if we could have spilled the ass if Kim wasn't here. I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have bloodbath on our hands. The words bloodbath sound cold in her mouth, like the taste of iron and strawberries. You said contain the situation? Yes, I'm afraid the strike may descend into small-scale civil war with possible consequences for all of Revachol West. Since you're sharing, ma'am, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario. And then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be. They are, unless you're picking them for the man. Tell me again, how are the lynching and the strike connected? I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In the moment they elected to employ a private military contractor as an insurance measure, they called it my security detail. A momentary lapse of faith. They were dispatched after I relayed the Union's initial offer. I caught you, kitty. Every worker. A member of the board, she nods. I tried to convince my employer it was a simple piece of rhetoric or a joke. They did not appreciate the humor. You needed a security detail? Or do you need a security detail? Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering. Who are they exactly? Krenel and Orange's military company. As far as I know, the three arrived in mayonnaise. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating. They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder. So no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment. So what happened? The story is, one of them, the colonel, don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman. Get it. While he was drunk and separated from his unit, this allowed some of the military union, more militant union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the Whirlingen Ranch and lynched last Sunday night. Yeah, if we were the ones that broke the fence, then that happened after the lynching, so they had to get in that into that backyard some way else. Kitty, fucking hell. Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to. What then? Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining two Krenel contractors carry out their orders for now. For now, it's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow. What is the nature of this so-called investigation? Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants. Well then. I have to say, this is not disco. Kitty. Ah, damn it. Very fine ultras. That isn't good. No, it's not good, no. A wave crashes against the side of her boat. My only hope is that you will provide a single concrete suspect before the mercenaries indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put, he grabs hold of the mainsail. If you don't pin this on someone good and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This, in turn, will force the Union to respond. The DiBardios have over 2,000 men. It will be 2,000 to 1. Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? She leans back. It's not pretty. It makes man as well. Other men, of course. These men work in tandem, using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons. Even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all. The muzzle loaders need to be reloaded after every shot, 1 or 2 shots. The automatic, every 1 or 2 minutes. She's silent for a moment and concludes, as I said, a bloodbath. I think the confrontation is inevitable. It doesn't have to be like this. He looks at you, eyes damp from the wind. Lieutenant Double, ye free to do, boys. Oh, ding ding. Oh yeah, ding ding. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, a good one, and I may be able to defuse the situation. What can you tell me about Krenel? Not much. Do we have any thinky we wanted to think about? No shakes is nice. Get the old Ass. Hmm. 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 Fucking drama at one. Timo. Hmm. I was thinking encyclopedia, maybe. Oh shit, that's perception. Volition is your, like, moral ass. It keeps you from being tempted by things. Not much. The public resume is relatively good. As far as military contractors go, I believe they were once called Downwell. They boast a long list of clients: Saint Batonist, Welshman Lawrence, Thingy. A warning sign, however. The operations concern all take place in third or fourth world countries, guarding facilities, escort missions, and such. Meaning they're used to operating in war zones. Yes, and all the good conflict corridors, Supramundinia, Yesut, and Senemis Island, countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocities, atrocious military conduct on their soil. Anything else you got on them? Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources, she thinks. Did Kim use all his bullets? I think he did, didn't he? He had 2, missed 1, we hit the other. Uh-oh. If you still have access to the ICP database, you can run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time though, she thinks. Do you have a do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP? In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I would be dealing with a group like Krenel. I think I do, but not... I'm not sure I can give it to Kim. In my line of work, it pays to... Yeah. Could you contact a company, tell them to call them off? I have, and they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a ruse unit out in the field. Until they do, it's all on us. He said the deceased assaulted a woman. Or he didn't. She tilts her head. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it. Who did the passing on then? The remaining contractors, their tribunal. It's what they believe. That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around mayonnaise. Lieutenant consults his notebook, his eyebrows knitted in concentration. Odd. We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching. Where did it take place and when? Last Sunday night at the Whirling in Rags, by the hostel by the gates. Supposedly the colonel was drunk. Maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him. And who is this woman? That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor about a rumor. In any case, it's what the colonel's remaining colleagues believe. This colonel's the one who was hanged. Did you know him? If you mean, did I see him alive? Yes, but I did not know him. His name was Lely? His service name? Gnome de Guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one. Tell me about the others first. One is a man, Corty they call him, a nickname as well. The other's a woman. Pill is the Paul. Corty is the gunner, I believe. The Paul is a radio operator. Then it cuts in. What would you say was his eye color, the deceased's? She closes her eyes, trying to picture a man's face. Then shakes her head. I can't remember. There's a pang of regret to her voice. That's alright, ma'am. Anything else? Nationality? Would you say... what would you say was his age? He was 40 or 50, it's hard to say which. He had combat injury in his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age or gauge his facial expression. Indeed, this matches the dental reconstruction we saw on the body. He says to you, then turns back to Joyce. What else? Nationality, accent? He was also dental, I think. Light brown hair, mixed accent, oranges or melaninese maybe? His injury gave him an accent all on his own. An accent all his own. And that seems to corroborate the eccentricity we gave. Kim is pedantically happy about it. Oh, good man, Kim. Where are the two remaining mercs now? They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. She puts her foot on the guard wire for balance. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for Verishal citizen militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes, ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting. Still need to know where they are. Oh, logic, good man. Clothes didn't fit right. Yeah. Didn't pass background check. Yeah. Likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved. One is obviously the scab leader at the harbour gates. The one chanting the idiotic slogan, he barely maintaining his disguise. The other vantage point has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers. One must be the goon in the ill-fitting work clothes at the harbour gates, the scab leader. That may be so. She's poised and unperturbated. I hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest. For all your talk of averting catastrophe, the situation at the gate is a powder keg. Does this not bother you? Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant. But my hands are tied. How would my employer react if it appeared I were intervening on behalf of the Union? Your concern may be appearance. Ours is keeping the peace. One is probably in a building overlooking the roundabout. That would afford a good vantage point, she says. In any case, it's practically inaccessible. Where's your radio for contacting them, if I may ask? Do you have an earpiece? Heavens no, I'm not an undercover agent. There's a shortwave at the ship's wheel, she nods towards the sloop's cabin. I have another question. You can answer it better. How much time do we have? Till the execution start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob and their impatience. They don't report their progress to you? Not on this matter, I'm afraid. They consider this a personal initiative. There's a brief silence. Seagulls squawk over the bay. It's a matter of days, not weeks. It's enough for now. Why don't you tell me about these tattoos? Of course, excuse my hesitation before. She reaches over the guard wire and takes the photo, holds it in her hand for about half a minute in silence. She wears fingerless gloves. Her fingernails are cut short and fractured like those of a working woman. It is taken with a trigger not long ago. This man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs. We stay quiet, Noogle. Her mouth is relaxed. The acadition lines near her mouth vanished. The pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo surface. What do you think? Sorry, she breaks her concentration. I was trying to see if I could read the web of interdependencies between these points, the stars. I think suggestion and composure might have chipped in there or something, or empathy, but we're too shit. She breaks her concentration. I was trying to see if I can. He points to one on the photo paper. I can't, but that's how you read his this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers or anything. Their size, location on the body and the distance from each other tells you what they represent. Like blooms in a pattern. Close your nods. Port cities. This is Orange's maps of the waterways. The sailor's tattoo worn by the wayfarers of the DeLorean century. Over 300 years ago, the sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels. What is the use of this map? The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by the silver cord, as they call it. What travels did the dead man make? Quite a few. Renfront, the Orkney's capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulders. This points at it in a photo. He started somewhere near here, I think. Where next? Then he made his way to the Rio Grande, through what I think must be Stads Canal, an artificial channel through the ocean. From the Prito, he sailed to the Elysium Ocean. From the Siamese island, this is where she points to his heart. What's that? Ritual. Those are the two constant. Redderfall on his shoulder, Ritual on his heart. They start the tradition of the map right from the discovery of the insulin at the dawn of the solitary age. You said you can't read it. I can't. The man was no sailor, and there are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning. Well, if his heart is Refshawold, then he might have been from here. Who could tell me more? His platoon members? The other contractors? So I do not suggest you go up and show them the picture. This man was their friend and comrade. Need more information. Do what you have to do, Detective Dubois. I don't think deciphering the tattoo should come before public security. But if you should wade into the mob and find out, I couldn't stop you. You'll be careful, ma'am. Tie them for the tattoos. That's it. Tie them. Right. You call me smarter.dk. We can try and go and get rid of the expression again now, I think. I think poetrying at that man actually might have made it easier for us. All this clicking, goddamn. I wonder how we'll look without the expression, should we succeed and even have a new chance at it. I've already ordered a new pair of dice. Oh. I just need to go get it. Hopefully before running out of the money. Alright boys, it's happening. Damn it. The pockets of these new jeans are perfect for sticking your hands into. Makes you look cool, calm and collected. Your hand enters the pocket. Your fingers brush against something soft yet crinkly. Take them out. Apricot chewing gum wrapper. Hey, it's chewing gum wrapper. It reminds you of the fruity juice of apricots. You should inspect it closer if you have time. Something about the wrapper's text is familiar. What the fuck? Yeah, I suspect that he'll just look sad, since we're sad cop. It's like something snaps in you, a nerve ending, a thought, a sadness. Your face is in the mirror is suddenly clean of the leer that had distorted it for God knows how long. Aww. Just like that it's over, the running gag that your life had become. An old sad man looks back at you. Well then. Nothing in those. No? Anything at all we can do in the mirror? Got rid of the expression. Oh yeah. Hmm. He looked like he was in pain before, honestly. Your mouth starts watering. That is again the scent of apricots with a touch of cinnamon. Kitty, no grunt. Let's wait with that until we have a bunch of time we need to burn anyway. So, in the evening? Have some time to get money then. Come on, Kim, we're going back down to the docks. But Kim will help us if it gets weird. There's some people in here as well now. What kind of men are these?
You look like shit.
Oh, thank you.
And I don't mean that as a metaphor.
Last couple of days have been rough.
Oh, don't be so modest. We are looking at several months worth of damage here. Kind of a miracle you're still up and at it, to be honest.
Thank you, man, whose lower chin looks like the arse of a mole.
Come on, Jean. It looks like it's been a rough week on him.
Horse-faced woman.
It's not just this week. What do you want?
There's something about this guy that matches with the face in your head. A similar but different face. Kitty. Suit failure. He's famous, that's how you know his face. Come on, brain. You know what this. You know what it is. It's like the two of you know each other. Just ask him. You know me from somewhere. Oh, I definitely know you from somewhere. Another life. Where, another life? Yes, from another life, a different life. Maybe the life of a police officer belonging to the ranks of, he pauses. This is an old partner. Kitty. No, what the fuck? There we go. What station do you think? Okay, the man sounds genuinely excited. That's plausible, entirely plausible. Now we're really getting somewhere. Gives you a long, meaningful looking at somewhere good. Let's talk about more about the hypothetical station 41 you mentioned. Oh, the hypothetical 4041. Yeah, let's fantasize about that. He blinks aggressively. I'm not busy. You're not busy. Let's just play around. What the hell? So what would our relationship be in this alternate universe? Let's be crazy. Let's say that you and I are partners. How's that for a thought experiment? Kim's cooler than you. Aw. I'm sure he's fucking flattered, but Kim is not part of the thought experiment in this one. We're partners. Lieutenant is silent. You seem like a cool guy. I'd like to have you as partner. Would you now, or would I be cramping your style? The man bites his lips, waves his hand. Never mind, partner. I shouldn't call you my partner. Kim's my partner. He's going to know. I'm not your partner, he says quickly. This union is temporary. A little premonition for you, Lieutenant. He turns to Kim. Sooner or later, probably sooner, your new friend tells you that he doesn't need you. He will suggest you should fuck off. Then when that happens, I suggest you take his advice, he adds bitterly. Lieutenant merely bows his head in response. Do you have a crime to solve? Oh no. You see, I enjoy watching other better cops solve crimes. And let me tell you, it's quite a privilege seeing you work. This isn't helping, she says, shaking her head and looking at the man with the sunglasses disapprovingly. Who else in your imaginary police station? You're not going to believe this, but the man pauses for dramatic effect. Police officers. Yes, sir. Solving crimes, locking up bad guys, and get this, not getting their drink on at 2 o'clock. Just some regular boring motherfuckers in suits and uniforms, nothing spectacularly extravagant like you. The far out son of Lung. What? Who is the far out son of Lung? Oh, it's you. You eccentric genius, he winks at you sarcastically. I mean, with your unorthodox approach to police work, it has to be you. Want to tell me more about him or her? Not even a little bit. It's an urban myth, the lieutenant says quietly, about an officer who is so far undercover he can't remember who he is. As I said, just an urban myth. You're not the son of Lung, alright? Can't imagine shit anymore. Neither can I, partner. Neither can I. His grey eyes suddenly flash above the glass frames. They feel sad. Kim, who is this guy? He shakes his head. I'm not getting involved in this. It's not my style, he thinks, glancing at the man in sunglasses and the woman beside him. Oh boy, they're mad at him. No wonder he just doesn't recognize them. God damn it. Logic, why did you fail me? Are you famous or something? Not as famous as you, superstar, he says without the slightest hint of irony. Fine. No, not entirely. It's impossible to say what his eyes behind his shades are doing. Got some questions for you. I'm a cop. About what? You don't look like a cop. He inspects you. You know what you look like? Like a man down in his luck. I'm trying real hard here, man. Oh, he seems taken aback for a moment. Well, go solve your case then. That would count as trying hard. Okay, the man with the sunglasses is hypothetical station 41 reared, right? No, this whole interaction was perfectly normal. I guess it was kind of weird, yeah. There's something we're missing here, something you can't put your finger on. You know what? Just ask him. I know it sounds crazy and you'll probably get laughed at, but still, I think the same thing. I should just ask him if we're from the same station. Yes, just cross it off the list. It's probably not true though. Alright.
Again, I can't believe this shit.
We're such a scrotum. Look, I just have to ask here, are we from the same station? I'm going to say no, just to see what you'll say to that. Okay. Okay. John, he said okay, give it a rest. Okay, I was clearly wrong. He's a firefighter, male nurse, animal control agent, something of that kind, not a cop. Go on with your cop work. Don't let me stop you again. Damn it. Will you answer questions for me now? No, he says calmly. Just keep staring at you. Why not? Because it's not my job. Why don't you go and... why don't you go and fucking do yours and solve the damn hanging? If you don't want to answer questions, maybe you want to hear me say things? Actually, I don't want to hear you say things. Come on, Gene. Okay, say things. He adopts a lighter tone. I want to hear you say things. Hear that? He wants you to say things. Say one. God damn it, authority. Okay, I'm doing this investigation and it turns out he was shot and hanged. You think he was hanged as a cover-up to hide the shooting? Yes. Okay, well, corrected blonde wig. Wait, this is the station man, isn't it? If that's a wig. I'm an idiot. Well, oh, this is what they said they were gonna help us with, without anyone knowing. Yeah, but I thought it was like the boss or whatever. Why am I telling you this? I don't know. Why are you? He gives you an odd look. Oh god, there's more. He looks you in disbelief. You want something more. What is it? Let's talk about the hangman again. Never mind. Okay. Watch out for yourself, loser. That voice so very familiar. Did you hear it calling when calling to the station and reporting your badge missing? Wait, your voice, I recognize it. Oh really? I wonder where. I lost my badge recently. When I called in to report it missing, you were there. That's where you remember me from. I have a bit of memory trouble. You don't say. He turns away from you. Goodbye then. His voice. The voice thing was a coincidence. Run along, asshole. Damn it. Maybe talk to the woman. Well, we probably did something fucking awful. I see a patrol officer's uniform. Winters, he notices you.
I would really prefer not to talk to you right now.
Alright. As Lieutenant Kutsuragi explained, an officer is the lowest rank in ICM, below Lieutenant and Sergeant. Is everything alright? Why don't you want to talk to me?
I don't know. I mean, why would I want to talk to you?
Have I wronged you? I've done that to a lot of people.
No, you haven't wronged me. It's okay.
Aw.
Okay, fine. Let's talk. What did you want?
Look, something's really bugging me. Oh, are we or are we not from the same police station? God damn it, you leave her alone. The man with the sunglasses snaps at you. Keep your weird bullshit to yourself and be professional for once, for fuck's sake. Can I actually help you with something? She looks at you apologetically. Yes, of course. Preposterous. I mean, you would remember if they were, right? Who forgets his squad mates? It's not possible. God damn it. Okay, goodbye. Sorry.
Again.
Sorry. Kim, what's all this shit?
Yes?
Damn it. Is this the guy dude that said we weren't going to be seeing him again? Hey Gundam, another Rendex Ruiz? I wonder what will happen if we were wearing his clothes when we talk to him. Hello, adjust tie. Fuck. Hello, what brings you here? Composure. Composure. We only have the one composure boost, but here we fucking go, mates. Yes. Fuck. It's the sports. He's a sports guy. All about the physical prowess and athletic skill. Nothing more here. What are you doing here? Admiring the atmosphere, he smiles. What about you, officer? I live here. My room is right upstairs. Convenient, he nods. But what are you doing here, talking to me? Tell me again about the muscular type who came to investigate the crime. A sports guy, yeah. He looks like the sort of guy who would be sports and whip the pansy men in the locker room with towels on account of them being effeminate. Yeah, let's see. He knocked on my door a few days after the lynching. I think he was going through an entire building asking questions. What did you tell him? Nothing. I didn't see anything. He believed you? Why wouldn't he? Did you tell him about your friend? He takes another drag at a cigarette. Your Sunday friend, the witness. No, I didn't think it came up. What did he look like? Muscular, handsome, shrugs nonchalantly, strong, one of those military types. Was he alone? Yes, but he was speaking to someone on his earpiece. What, his earpiece? Yes, I know those tiny speaker microphones the fancy security guards sometimes wear. What was he saying? Just reporting back whatever I was telling him. Besides muscular, did he have any other identifying traits? Oh, let me think. He turns his eye upward in recollection. He had an accent. He sounded like one of those mercenaries. Sounded vaguely oranges. He closes his eyes. No, not vaguely, scratch that. He sounded definitely oranges. Thank you. I met your Sunday friend. You did. A small smile adorns his face. And how did you like him? You were right, he's magical. Magically bureaucratic. Oh boy, bureaucracy. I told you he can be very useful. I guess that's the charm of powerful people. Who is he? A visitor from the first world? He's not like you and me. Gandame. He smiles and his smile seems melancholic. He can always return. Return where? To his opportunities in the Occident. Sur le clef. He breathes in and keeps his lung filled for a moment and before letting it out. It's coming and going, brings some life to the village. Oh, or is it just money? I don't know. He stares at the bar. What are you two? Friends, I told you, Sunday friends. Friends who like to get together from time to time. What does that mean, a Sunday friend? He sighs. That he won't be here when times get tough, I guess. Is that even a friend? It is, on Sundays, he smiles. Or is he staying at your place in the middle of the night? He has keys, and he likes a view. He waves gently to his cigarette holding hand. To the sea, I mean. I don't want to talk about other people, I want to talk about you. What is it, Gundam? Damn, needs some big man composure. Put the oogly trousers back on. Well, damn. I don't want to talk to these asses yet. I think things may get fucky if we do. Nothing new here. Right, long ass. Perception. We oogle. And we oogle hard. And some of the motor ass, but some of our thoughts are sort of ass together. We have quite a bit of visual calculus, yeah, 7. So I'm not touching that anymore. But that's with our clothes, I think. Really need money though. Oh damn. A sneeze. We still can't redo this.
The shine on those sunglasses.
Shut it. Let's see here what I can redo instead of just asking in the mirror. We've done that one. That one's not available anymore. We can empathy again with Johnny. That seems like it wouldn't be available either.
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo.
We can. Let's put on our empathy clothes. Mm-hmm. I have empathy clothes, don't I? I don't really, do I? I have the empathy glasses, I suppose. And the empathy clipboard. Yes.
Now it's turning into a kind of
Come on.
a snow
Shit.
limbo, man. What's on your mind?
Look sad, what's going on with you, mate? Oh, we asked before that. We can do it again now. Can we do it? His eyes are half familiar, longing, flecks of brown and gold. Familiar how? It's hard to say. His gaze wanders southwest, down the streets that go beyond the horizon. What's in the southwest? Excuse me? He emerges from his reverie. A flinch jolts his frame. The question has touched a nerve. I'm a cop, I can fix anything. Hell, I get longing. I felt something similar since I woke up. Man decides I don't know what to say. Not much anyone can do. There's no helping an absence, you know. I miss my family. They're all I have. My wife, a second kid on the way, waiting all the way in Dera, and here I am, stuck in this shit so far from Dera. Dera of the Seven Seas. It's like the other end of the Elysium, pretty much, on another island called Laurentide off mainland. We've got a little place there. I can almost hear my kids laugh when it snows. What's it like to miss someone? Aww. What's it like? Good and bad. It's an ache that brings you joy. He smiles warmly. I think of them a lot. I dream up these silly scenarios in great detail of living with them. It comforts me. Pauses. There's a pause and a sigh. Then he turns his eyes to you. What about you, cop man? You miss someone? What is that? Is that what it is? This feeling? No, it's scarier than that. You're pursued by a hunter, smelling apricots and sorrow, and the past. I miss someone. I don't know who it is. I feel hunted. Hunted by what? By a shadowy figure known only to me as the X something. Ugh. An ex-wife? Plainer hunter? Whatever it is, one thing's for sure, it's not my ex-wife. Still, a shadowy figure, that sounds pretty bad. I hope that doesn't happen to my marriage. For some reason, sire, he pays no heed to your objection. Continuing as if it were your ex-wife. Strange. First, what is marriage? Man, who even knows? It's like a legal contract, but also a bond between spirits. Everyone is different, that's all I can say. Don't worry, I'm sure nothing bad will ever happen to your marriage. Yeah, in marriage you never know if you're doing the right thing. I hope we're doing our best to keep us together, but anything can happen. Look, man, thanks for this. It's nice to talk to someone. I know it wasn't easy to ask, so he smiles. Hope you find your way through your troubles. Oh, tie them. That was weird. That physically hurt me. Yeah. Wonder if we should have asked around with the apricot shit. before assing there. We have a few hours to burn before we need to go get the dice. So I was looking for patch notes for this the other day. Well, actually today. Yeah, last night, morning. And a few men mentioned that there's a point of no return with the main story. They were kind of huffy they walked into. Didn't say where it was, because I didn't read that far, but we have to kind of be careful. So I think pursuing the main story kind of might be a little dangerous, which is why I'm avoiding what I assume it is by those dudes in the thing, even though the dialogue seems to be suggesting that we hurry. With the investigation, I don't think a lot of it's timed. I think the only things that are timed are the ones in the thing saying they're timed. So that's the assumption I'm working on here, because we want to do all the things we can do without becoming binned. Oh, what's this? Yeah, it's Planescape all over again. Shadows assing on me. I'm tempted to magnesium because I know what the thing does. That might be our next level. The one is most real. Go sleep out here, I guess. A drop in temperature, an easy flow of air. An empty street before you, a thoroughfare unjammed with lorries. No more drivers smoking on hitch steps, just silence. What did the smoke smell like? Chemically sweetened across the road, a forgotten bus stop. Corrosion has opened a hole on the roof. An elm tree watches over the building. Its branches are dripping with rain and snow. We took the body down, yeah. We shot it down. We did not get the boots. Yeah. Done the autopsy, yeah. Road is smooth and motley. Cratersfield. Alas, filled with black asphalt. The asphalt first laid is grey already. A row of tenements under construction in the distance. Good man. Who are the people who live across the road? A tub warm with water. White with soap. A man bathes while radio waves emit transmit the lottery numbers 418 21 41. A modern washing machine rattles a drawer full of silverware. What about the bus stop? Thingy, young girls used to come here, huddle up, hoping for more warmth than their thin coats would give. The bus took them to school. It's not run for 8 years. There were not enough girls to sustain the cost. What about the road? Crates pocked the surface. Children played in them until heavy trucks full of black pitch rolled in. The landowners have filled the craters with money. It is a vital artery of flow and a flow of trade. There's one bump on the road. A dead dog lies flat 200 paces away, right on the turn. Aw, dead dog. Tragedy came from the wheels of a fast RCM vehicle hurrying to work. The cold washes over you. The sound of the sea has grown distant. Was that us? The wind moves the aerosol. The detective stands behind the boom barrier. A breeze moves a curl of his hair. Did we splat a dog? I'm not happy if we splattered a dog. Nor if it was Kim. That would not have been cool either. Generally don't roadkill things. Though I doubt a lot of people do that intentionally. Can we actually go out there? No. We are extra barred. Hey bums. Talk to these men. I'm gonna have a look around for all the things that are pickable before we start talking to mates here. Oh. A little black swallow circles above you. You hear it chirp. Aw. Time and perception. The beams are splintered, the bridge didn't collapse on its own, artillery broke it. Oh. I see a bin. Oh yeah. Oh. Ah, fuck's sake. The water runs from the west, source of upstream, a broken pipe. Rusty, let us read Mazet. Rear tire of a motor carriage adorn the roads. Oh yeah, space stops him. I should be using that more instead of clicking like an idiot. Bin. Damn it. All these health things. I don't think I've needed any of them. I've used some because I thought the rolls would be asser, but I don't think they are. From losing ass. Looking back at you from the rust-colored waters. You. Oh. Hi, me. Some rolls are what? Sorry? Oh yeah, those. Yeah, maybe. Thick drum pulse music coming from somewhere on the ice. Huh? A school of fish huddle around the fence post. Scatter into the dark. Before you drawbridge, it can only be lowered from the other side. AKA later. Full of holes. Could the post hide treasure? Look inside. Ooh, geocache. Composure is reduced? Doesn't look like it. Endurance says -1. Oh yeah, so they are reduced. In that case. Sorted. God damn. We're just robbing the poles. I feel like Hitler. And the green ones are normal, but the yellow ones are like extra special perception oogle. They call me Herr Bling Bling. We have some money. I tried starting over yesterday with a Swolia list just to see some of the starting stuff, and I just intimidated the guy to only make my bill 30. I was yelling at him like a total scrotum. But then again, Kim pays for that one, so... Someone must have worked hard to smash this plastic dome. Payphone, a metal payphone. Under a yellow plastic dome, you could use it to call someone unless you're out of change. Pick up headset. Dial a random number. Sure. Calling. Still calling. This feels wrong. Should you be doing this? End of tone. Someone picks up. Paya, is this you, Paya? The voice is female, sounds like 100 years old. No, it's not Paya, sorry. Do you have any news about Paya? Who's Paya? He's my sister's grandson. He used to visit me as a lad. Fine young man. But who are you then? A salesman of some sort? Modern goods are rubbish? Oh, we called Finland, man. And I can't afford them now, anyhow. It's a shame what you did to the country. The woman moans on the phone. Lines howl in unison with her. I'm a police officer. To hell with the police, to hell with you. Her voice is joined out in white noise. Sounds like waves crashing on the beach, growing in volume until the call suddenly disconnects. Get a sinking feeling. It makes you look. Makes you look if Lieutenant Kitsurugi overheard you. To your relief, he did not. Okay. I wonder if there was some sort of role. Wait, can we scam old people if we're Nigel enough, maybe? Just call old people and scam them out of money like a fucking asshole? Up. Feel the shadow of a very large building fall on you. As the pews in the shadows, many seem to be missing. Bling bling sucker. Altar shroud in the dark, something like that is too dark to tell. Saint Brunn. Oh boy. Church. They call me Communion Furt, not to be confused with communist. This dude's got some cool shit. AR Perception has noticed a boulder. Score, goddamn. Come on, comrade. Perhaps recently discarded, still smells of fuel ass. Changed trail off into the ocean, who knows where. Bling bling sucker. Unlock. Magnesium based life form. Oh yeah. All these orbs. Kim, do you see him? Rusted gear used to turn the whole machine. Building before you housed the engine. Must have been a big one. Looks like a tiny little inoogle. Door unopenable. An old door worn by the elements. Guard the depot. The wind's blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle. A red impossible. What is this thing anyway? It's military service depot of some sort. Used to service what? Probably used to someone, probably something that's no longer hit there. Lieutenant looks at the hunching concrete toad in front of him. It may have been used to serve as an aerostatic battleship in the atmosphere, or a fortification, like a sea fort in the bay. Yeah, like one of those blimp things. I'm not going to try the red one. We're going to come back here with more interfacing and try it at some point. Probably never going to make that one. Cigarette butts away on the rock brand Tutu Maruni. Take a mental note. Tutu Maruni seems important somehow. Thank you. Purple, whatever you were. I made a campfire here a long time ago. Cryptozoologist? Autosave, huh? A rusted broken control box for a radio relay tower. Oh, hello. Hey, another tie. More shivers, less physical instrument. Well, tiny inlets there, off in the far distance. The post trail toward. I don't like the autosave. We're gonna get slain. Latitude rustic climb. The sea air's eaten away at it. The relay tower coordinates traffic in the bay. Barely. Is that weird noise or is that just boys snoring? Middle of oh no! I haven't had my bag out. There could have been tar here. I haven't asked. Oh no. Wonder if it reopens containers that might have had it, or if I see the bottles otherwise. Oh damn. No idea how that works. Oh look, a fisk trap. We don't oogle it seems. We give not a fuck. I think that is boys snoring. Boys don't lie in such a silly position if it makes you snore. What's the meaning? Idiot. There. Silly old lady. Box. Hey, another shirt. Rhetoric, less empathy. White polio shirt. Which one is it we have now? Conceptualization, less suggestion. Needs to be up there too. There's something. Ooh, lots of things to ask. Stuff we should be doing at night, I guess. Oh yeah, bottle. Makes it roof. Vagrants have tried to make boardwalks habitable. Tub will keep out neither rain nor snow nor wind. Alright, ravioli. That is us. Big wine canisters, open and empty. Moonshine probably smells like tasty fermentation. Thank you, electrochemistry. Up. The smell is awful and familiar. What is it? Don't you recognize it? Hideous pugnancy? Oh no. Please don't be the dead guy. Faint cloying sweetness, only death smells like that. Something old wakes up in the pit of your stomach. Heads up, Lieutenant. Something's not right here. Lieutenant's already brought his handkerchief to his nose. Oh no. Careful here, these floorboards look rotten and weak. Well, running this way maybe. Fuck me. Nope. Oh, please don't be the guy. Bottles first though. Crumbled kebab wrapper interested in. That's all. Nice. 2 empty bottles of Topaluda vodka and a can of black potent porter is all you find. No, there's more in there. Livis strawberry liquor plus some pills in the bottles too. Better not pick them up. They seem unhygienic. God damn it. Tragedy. Lieutenant looks up. Looks in the can. Eyes watering from the smell. Cigarette package. Whoever tossed it in here was a smoker. Red Astra. We've seen that before. Kebab. A heavy smoker, yeah, of course. Smoker if you're throwing cigarettes, I guess. Traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as some tomato wedge. The Raparicious kebab rashol. No older than a day or two. No mold yet. Well, it's freezing. Hard to concentrate the smell to see bring some relief. Okay, please don't be the crypto man. Ooh, bottle. Working class corpse. The most open eyes I've ever seen. Man lies on the boardwalk. His limbs bent and his neck turned under natural anger. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. It's in his cramped hand, chewing gum wrapper. Half his body has been slipped between the cracked boardwalk. Starting at his left leg, the fall left him broken, contorted like a sad puppet. The smell is not as bad as 2-week-old corpse, but it's definitely heading there. Hold on, Lieutenant squats next to the corpse and examines his face. 2 bulging eyes stare back at him, void of any signs of life. Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is, he's been dead for 2 days, no longer. He stands up and shivers as a gust of wind blows through his bomber jacket. We need to investigate. Not a dead body. This is your job. Steel yourself. Calm down carefully. Just another day. Just another dead body. Breathe. Study man's clothes. He's wearing mud cake boots, beige trousers, and old brown leather jacket with a bright blue lining. Traces of kebabs on his sauce on his chest. The jacket suits him well. Must be custom made. Search pockets. Folded library card. Find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card. Fold it into 2. His jacket feels sodden and heavy under your hand. God, we should take a look at the library card. After this is done, study the man himself. The man has fallen through a crack in the floor, boardwalk and hit his heavy head against the metal bench. Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still tangled through the hole. Examine his face. Expression is dull, like to see behind him. Drops of water shining on his mustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze. Height thingy. This may be the cryptozoonologist. I don't know why he would be getting drunk out here and eating kebab when he was out looking for things. He had a partner as well. Study surroundings. Let's have a look at the quest house. Yeah, you're an absolute asshole. A stupid swallow list. There's some dried blood on the metal bench. Right where the corpse's head rests. The floorboards are rotten and slippery, wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby. Chewing gum wrapper is clutching his fist. Be very, very careful where you step here. Examine the man's head. A dry chunk of blood covers his hair and the back of his head. An open wound, it's sticky and cold to your touch. I don't see any major wounds, do you? No, just this one on the back of his head. Seems like the head wound was fatal. It's the exact shape of the bench. Examine the bottle. 75 milliliter Ternuliger vodka bottle with its cap missing. There's hardly anything left inside. Oh, electrochemistry didn't chip in. It's all around us. He looks at the 2 other bottles near the coin-operated viewer, then at your yellow plastic bag. I prefer if you didn't collect them this time. It's not proper. Examine the chewing gum wrapper. It will be spearmint chewing gum. Green leaves on the cover. Man's mouth is half agape from the terror of the fall. Look in. The blackness of death. Stench. You think you see white chewing gum too. Confirmed. Nearly the whole pack is there, solidified in his lower rear teeth. He ate the whole pack, right? Cover the smell of alcohol before going home. The worst thing is, man shudders from the cold. I've seen this before. The same scenario when they're chewing gum. It's always the same. Step back. Who is this man? Looks like one of the locals. You'd have to know the spot to come here. You don't just walk over here. You look south the way you came. That's just a lazy assumption. What do you think? Labeling him an alcoholic is a bit premature. We don't know anything yet. Chewing gum, yeah. Not the apricot stuff though. We do know that he was married. Kim points to the ring around the man's hand. His flesh around it swollen and grey. But you're right, let's not run ahead. For now, all we know is that he's an unidentified midnight man found on the Mayonnaise boardwalk. What do you think happened here? Death by misadventure? He slipped and fell through the boardwalk, a truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for the bench, he'd be alive. Could be related to a lynching. No, but I don't see anything points in that direction. For now, let's treat this as a simple case, albeit sad. Accident, unrelated to the murder case. Do you think it's drunk? Point to bottle. Oh yes, Lieutenant nods. Alcohol poisoning or liver failure. Some symptoms of acute alcohol poison. Could definitely have played a role here. Severe confusion, respiratory depression, unpredictable behavior. But I think death arrived through the head trauma, not liver failure. What about the kebab? What about it? Deceased ate some kebab. He shrugs. It's probably from a nearby place. Maybe in the pox. Someone should be held responsible for this broken boardwalk. It's dangerous. Goddamn. They'll seal this place off after the news reaches the coalition officials. I doubt that they have enough resources to actually repair the boardwalk. Not that sealing it off would keep anyone away. All it does is keep the city council's hand clean. He smiles sourly. Right. What should we do with him? And from where I stand, I can see two options. We either take the case and follow the lead to investigate the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle. What about field autopsy? Field autopsy isn't necessary in the case of a death that doesn't appear to be criminal, and this looks like a simple accident to me. I'd say we should just write down head trauma at the autopsy report and leave it at that. It will save us at least 2 hours of necessary work. Isn't that kind of sloppy? Maybe, but we don't really have that much time or resources to spare. The guys at the processing will take care of the rest. Well, I mean, the cryptozoologist's husband had a partner out here that she trusted, and there might be some foul ass here. Well, Kim is sort of not prone to flights of fancy. If he sees a horse, he says it's a horse where we would stick our hand in, and I think Satan lives in there, I think. We found him, we should finish this. Alright, we should first examine that library card you found, then we call the station from my Kamanuna, and let them know we're taking the case. No spoilers. If you know, don't say anything. I'll have a look at the library card in a second. Coin operator viewer has been out of order for years. Stop messing with coin viewers and hold on to something. The wind is so strong. Sorry. Alright, yeah. Sorry. You're new in here, so I know the other men haven't played this before, but I'm always wary of... I never know if, when people say stuff like that, if it's assumptions from what we're seeing, which is fine, or if it's because men have played it before. Talk to cloth. Then there's an unidentified article of clothing on the railing. It smells really bad. Take a closer look. Streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that it might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth. Please tell me you're not taking it with you. Might be a clue. Clue, you think our suspect is a seagull who's been defecating on unsuspecting jackets. Could have been multiple seagulls. Good man. Well, it would be an assumption to... Any sort of conclusion we'd arrive at over there would be an assumption, so... No. Me neither. You should still take it. You can ool it. Why is this thing blue? No reason. Coin operated weighing machine, used for a decade. Not the kind of jacket I'm worried. Oh boy. Was it to admit? Alright. Yeah, he seems like it. He's also the sort of guy who goes... He's not afraid to admit when he doesn't know something. Like, authority would go, I'm right all the time. Whereas doubting yourself is a good quality in detectives because it lets you, it leaves you open to other stuff. Hold on. It's closed again now, god damn it. All these postcards. Nothing. Oh. Score. It's kind of annoying you have to equip the things, not just have them in your inventory to open stuff. I mean, it makes sense, it's just, it's fiddly busy work. Bars cover these long dusty windows. The remaining windows rattle from the strong gust of wind. They're covered in a thick layer of grime. They must have been like this for 40 years. Try to see inside. I think Kim has a lot of composure and volition. I think he thinks things about us, but I don't think he acts on them. He's not one to be unprofessional, even if we are. So I think he might be as dismental as the other man. He just doesn't show it. Dipping waterfalls from a higher place. All you can see is the shadow of a collapsing staircase. There's rust and corrosion on the bars. They're foaming with it. A small layer of white salt from the seas. Tennis, what do you make out what's inside? No, he shakes his head. The windows rattle in the frames. I won't even try, you know. Takes his glasses. He takes his glasses off. Oh, all these typos. I had a partner once. They called him Eyes because he had to show me things. It's that bad. You can still shoot though. Well enough, actually. It's odd how that works. I'm no sharpshooter, but I passed my shooting course as 7 out of 10. Well, maybe good old Kim. Man schooling his son and bullshit. Another power box. It charges nothing now. It's empty. Fence blocks the path. No way on from here. Maybe. Kim, no. Damn, that's it's a big money. Big man money. I'm rolling fucking in it after coming down here, goddamn. Pretty big area down here, actually. No boat in boathouse today. Nope. Taking over the coast hasn't been used in decades. Jesus fuck. Alright, Bond. Shoddily constructed, strong breeze might blow it over. Oy vey. A lot of money down here. Hmm. Ancient paints peeled off the roof. Of this sealed bench covered in rust. Hmm? Yeah, it seems like it. Good man. See if we have any more visual calculus things. I don't think we do. Nah. Let's do it, you fucker. A row of ghostly shades stand facing the wall. There are many of them, a dozen at least, their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. No sound, no movement. 10 meters away, other shadows are lined up in an orderly manner. Yeah, this might get loud. Automatic rifles primed, a gust of wind blows by, the coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze, a single person stands on their side. Snowflakes fall on wooden planks under surrounding dunes. What the hell? Covering the land with the white of innocence. A long time has passed since the moment of fusillading. Rain and brine have been washed all the blood away. Not a trace remains. What is this? Abundance of bullet holes leads to two options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round where only one soldier has loaded a rifle. Looks like there were mass execution with everyone fully armed. God damn. Yeah, look at this guy. Look at the people against the wall. A host of men, probably in everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict. Visual calculus, you're overstepping your thing a bit here. Probably in everyday clothes, ragged from conflict, covered in dust. They were not sitting. A common practice of execution in some nations, as demonstrated by the height level of bullet holes. They stand face the wall. It's impossible to discern any details without about their personality or background. Ordinary people, familiar, each and every one of them. Who were they? Collateral damage on the path towards normalcy and progress. Such is your belief, officer? Oh. I see moralism is creeping in. Look at the line of soldiers. 7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, but which one? Look at the person standing on the side. The commandant, the one who gives the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air. The light of the muzzle flashes dancing in his face. Kim, who was in this execution? First lieutenant doesn't say a word, he just stares at the wall. I don't know, says finally, I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in the revolution. Commandment? Indeed, hell, nudes. And Senep man, mustard. I thought you were pond water for a second. Sorry. Perhaps the one executed were the loyalist conservatives, killed by communists at the start of the Civil War, or it could have been the communists put to death by the last stretch of the conflict by the coalition forces. It could even have been the employees of the Feld R&D Center down the coast, as the building was taken over by the revolutionaries. Or maybe... What about people from the Coalition, the so-called moralists? Yeah, it's very unlikely the Coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were always the last ones against the wall. To be honest, if a Coalition member was anyone in the situation, it was the commandment. The superior giving the orders. Goodbye. Cold wind blows away the figures. Farty. Weird. Entry immediate. What's the fucking meaning? Bling bling sucker. Ah, I see you there. Some money here as well. Money, money, money. All these bums here just leaving money everywhere. Well, the hell? Logic, less perception. Apollo. I mean, we have so much perception. We could do without one. For 2 logic, that would be pleasant. Where does this go? Oh shit, this is instead of our hat. Fuck. Fuck, we look like an idiot. Yeah, that toilet's our encyclopedia too much. Damn. I don't know though, it sounds Belgian. Door is not only barred shut, it is inaccessible. No ticket booth, no longer in operation. Hello. People paid money to park here. No one would pay now. Especially with our encyclopedia being as in the toilet as it currently is. I can only say goddamn. Hats and boxes. Cornerstones of any ass. Saw you forming like a weirdo there, Shadow. Looking fucking strange. Oh, hello, you little sneaky. Oh, that might be, what's his face? Oh no. A buoy bops in the water. The number on it says 11. Heavy military applications with bullet holes crumbling. All target logs smell of ignition fluid. Still they won't light up. It's almost impossible to get a fire going this near to the ocean. Hello. Hey. Fucking. Satan is important. Are you maybe him?
Here
oh, there
we
he
go.
is.
Nice and easy. No way out, little guys. Not out of this jam.
Marmalade. There's a cylinder on the ground in which man is arranging some netting. It looks like some kind of trap. He notices
Who's
you.
there? Oh, the police. Hello, officer.
Hi. Officers, please. His self-conscious enthusiasm renders his movements ungainly. He looks like your understanding of a scientist.
Is that the police? Why's the police here?
Why does he sound like he's yelling from the other room outside? Do you mean a worse idiot? Because a better idiot would be less of an idiot. He's a crypto fascist, what the fuck?
Don't worry, Gary. I'll handle it.
You must be immoral, the cryptozoologist?
To what do I owe the pleasure?
Lena sent me. She's been really worried about you and is waiting for you to get back. That's a worse idiot then. Lena sent me. She's been really worried about you and is waiting for you to get back.
Ah, of course. Thank you for passing along the message. That damned waterlock is broken, and we can't go all the way around the 881.
Yeah, that was me. I broke the waterlock with my motor carriage. It's fixed now. You can go back.
You broke the waterlock with the motor carriage? But there was a billboard in the canal. Not a vehicle, it said Samaran Butter.
No, it's all me. I caused your delay. I'm sorry. You can return now. Yeah, but a worse pain is not less painful. Right? No, a better pain is less painful, and a worse pain is more painful. So obviously, an idiot that's more of an idiot would be a worse idiot. No, it's all me. Caused your delay. I'm sorry, but you can return now.
Did he say we can go back now?
Yes, toilet man.
Yes, Gaddy, we can go soon. If you see Lena, tell her I won't be long.
Good man.
Sir, your wife is waiting for you.
I just have to do one more round. See if the phasmid has taken the bait. Then we're going.
We fastened a bit of netting that has come loose in the wind. For all his passion, this man is diligent and patient. You could learn things from him. Tell me about the phasmid you're looking for. Well... of all its first of all, it's damn difficult to find, which is why we've been knee-deep in the reeds, laying traps for it. What makes it so difficult to find? Good question. Being a phasmid of the order Phasmonidea, a ghostly insect, it disguises itself as plant matter. In this case, reeds. He looks around. An awful lot like reeds. An awful lot of reeds around, aren't there? And I suspect it may have developed other specialized technique to protect itself from predators or scientists. In our present case, what sort of specialist technique is the phasmid using to hide itself? Is my hypothesis that it involves certain electrochemical defenses that allow it to interfere with animal perception, impeding pattern recognition, confusing the visual cortex. I cannot describe how these defenses work, much less how they evolve without studying a live specimen. How big is a phasmid? I'm expecting it to be quite giant. One known species of phasmid. Called the Megas dodonkius, is the size of a grown man's forearm, so he leaves the conclusion up to you. I was interested in the stick bug. It doesn't seem so as colourful as any of the other cryptids I've heard about. Fancies your sideways smile. Typical rookie assumption. Insects are much more sophisticated creatures than the universe in zoology give them credit for. Even simply catching a glimpse of an Insolidian plasmid would be the apex of my endocrinologist career. But to study it in all its it and all its defenses of how it stay hidden so long, he shakes his head. What have you discovered about it so far? Very little, I'm sorry to say. No one ever captured a specimen. So for all our information, it's based on first-hand and third-hand accounts. So no one's ever found one. Not yet. He holds up an index finger. That's what makes it a cryptid. Lieutenant interjects, just out of curiosity, there's no proof of its existence. How do you know it's real? I know it's real, the cryptologist says, brusquely enough that even he seems taken aback by it. By which I mean, he says, gathering himself, I've heard enough first-hand accounts to believe quite firmly that the Insonidian phasmid is more than a superstition. Lena said there had been sightings of it here in Mayonnaise. Yes, the most recent sighting was by a couple of teenagers along the coast here. That's what brought us to Mayonnaise specifically. It's the first credible sighting in several decades. Admittedly, it's an unusual location for the species. But with all the sewage runoff upstream, it probably doesn't matter much anymore. Maybe it's become dyed. The crypto officer shook his head vigorously. I have to resist the thought. Such an extraordinary creature is doubtlessly highly resilient. After all, it's generally thought to be capable of paretogenesis. Damn it. What? Yes, the females don't need males to reproduce. Makes it easier for a species to survive in adverse conditions. Crime against passion. This arouses no special feelings in me. Fucking boring cop. And it shouldn't. Nature doesn't concern herself with ethic propositions. As a scientist, my interest is strictly dispassionate. There's nothing dispassionate about the way he talks about the insect. Tell me about these traps. Well, he points to the cage of mesh and wiring on the ground. They may look impressive, but Lena may not look impressive, but Lena designs them quite cleverly. I'm sure they'll do the trick. Lena designed these traps. Yes, he says with some pride. How do they work? Simple. Attracted by the locust, the phasmids crawl down the funnel. Having eaten its fill, it can't get back out. It's just like a trout ass. At least that's the intention. The net isn't a perfect solution. But we didn't want to use anything that might damage the specimen's delicate exoskeleton. We're using as bait. Locusts, he gestures towards the trap. Locusts in winter? Boring and sorry cop all the way. Just towards trap. Nearly all known phasmids are herbivores, of course, but we've hypothesized that the Insulidian phasmid might occasionally prey on other insects. Inside the traps, a number of locusts crawl and tumble over one another in tiny chittering swarm. All of these traps don't work. They'll work, I assure you. The predatory hypothesis using locusts as bait account for the failure of previous efforts by my other teams, which use plants. We have given this some thought. The traps do seem to be deftly and thoughtfully constructed. It's clear the cryptozoologist's wife knows what she's doing. Let me ask about some other shit. How do you become a cryptozoologist? No, oh sorry, Lena is eager for you to return. I'm eager to return to her. I assure you I can't leave before we finish these traps. Look south, where Lena should be. My wife understands that just as well as anyone. Come on, Moral, we've been soaking out here for days. It's time to go back. And leave the traps? Absolutely not, he yells in response. I won't let Lena down. Come on, she wants us back. I'm soaked up to my nuts over here. We'll both catch reed crabs if we don't dry out soon. You know this phasmid was so important to Lena? Of course important to her. She's seen it. A verified sighting on record. One of the only 4 this century, and it's hers. She's seen it. Really? She sighted the phasmid? She didn't tell me that. Yes, that's how we first came to know each other. In fact, they were the ones humping in the reeds. It's her story to tell, not mine. He coughs and continues. Suffice to say, it's a long dream to find proof of thingy plasma together. Can't abandon the course now. Another cough into his fist this time. Maybe you should go back to the whirling, warm up, and come back and check the traps later. No. The traps need to be monitored on a regular schedule. What would we do if the phasmid were to starve while we were sipping tea in a hostel? He's dead set on this. I could go for some trap setting. Good man interfacing. What if we check the traps for you? He looks at you with obvious surprise. I didn't expect you to take such interest in our work here, officer. Cryptozoology and detective work are very similar. Yes, indeed. Both require a great deal of research, attention to detail, and above all, persistence. Where are these traps? There are 4 in total, 1 to the south, 1 in the little peninsula, and 1 in the boathouses here. He points south. It's very near. Another is we set in Land's End to the northeast. It's behind a small sand dune there. Your way to a radio tower after the church. The third is set near the canal where you crossed. A big concrete slab, big thicket of reeds going up the slope, and among them he gestures a trap in front of him. You should check at least one of those before returning to this one, since I just set it. This one's more of a technicality, but still better safe than and stupid than sorry. It seems like a lot. Do we really have time for this extracurricular venture? The pursuit of knowledge is his own justification. Is it? He doesn't look too convinced, but the small shrug indicates why not. If you think it's important, you have been right before. Thank you, Kim. What do we do if there's a fast in one of these traps? Bring it to me at once. Make sure the trap is closed tight. Okay, if we encounter one in the wild. That's highly unlikely, officer, but in the event you do, it takes out small white spray can. I'll spray you with a pheromone mixture I developed. It's made of musk and research chemicals. The pheromone should attract the insects to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the sight of you. It's quite potent. It'll last you about a week. Lay it on me. He douses you with the oddly smelling spray and gives you a satisfied nod. Lieutenant wrinkles his nose. I hope you're not buying this. He dispenses it without letting you touch his canister, the canister. So it would be precious like holy water. It is precious. A single dose cost me 50 real to develop. Not that I expect you to understand. Self-financing one's own research. He looks at the lieutenant with disdain, then puts the spray back in his pocket. Ready to go. Let's fucking do it. Right, that means you two can pack up and go back to the whirling. Finally, someone's talking sense. Thank you for your help, Gary, and I will start breaking down camp now. If you need any more questions, now's time to ask. We'll be gone once you get to it. Some more crypto-related business you want to discuss, you'll have time for that later too. But if you want information, it's vital. On the hunt. What about this eager to leave friend Gary here? Talk to him too, perhaps. How do you become a crypto knowledgealist? Audience, I've always liked animals and puzzles. Searching for crypto is a bit of both. Living your childhood dream here. Size narrow. It's not a child play, just because I'm allowed to traipse through the mud every so often. Ever discovered a cryptid? No, very few cryptids are ever discovered, and not for a lack of trying. Stay hid is a cryptid's primary quality. It's even in the name, cryptid. How many cryptids have been found? Of the list of cryptids kept by the Cryptozoological Society in Chemie, which is 4,082 items long, about 200,000 have been confirmed as hoaxes. Oh. Two are categorized as confirmed discoveries, the rest are in different stages of discovery, refutation, and data collection. Only 2 have been proven to be real. Yes, the Shamanable forest pygmy, who turned out to be an extinct species of primate, and a cave salamander from Yogograd, who is honestly quite unremarkable. It's in a zoo somewhere. We cryptozoologists are brutally honest with ourselves, more so even than the public. Most cryptids are hoaxes, or they are never found. That does not mean we should stop searching. Not approvingly, it will be deferred. Indeed, he does not smile, just looks you in the eye. It's a forceful gaze. If our expedition is successful, every paper in the world will report on it. From Rubbershall to Dusty Thingy, it will be a zoological miracle. Thanks for explaining. Now about something else. Let's talk about specific cryptids. His eyes kept. Alright, what cryptids precisely? Usually discuss things with specialists. I don't know what we would have to discuss. He wants to say. Precise against it since you offered to help. Alright, good man suggestion. What about the goddamn bird? Chaetobata canelensis? Everyone knows about that one. Thanks for feather thingy. Coughs in his fist. Although, probably because his life ended as a result of his work in Cutler. No one remembers his contribution to the search of the Nunguk. The Nunguk, a flightless cursor owl found in the Siamese Isles. Long legs permit the Nunguk to run faster than any other avian. Perhaps any other animal, who knows? When it's not hunting its prey in this manner, the ook hangs from tree branches like a bat, waiting to dive on hapless prey below. I think those are in Moonstone. On the jungle floor. Major like the extreme animals you see. One of the few figure of the academic establishment I respect. Really shame he disappeared. When did he disappear? Oh, decades ago in the 30s. I don't know her personally. Of course, a chasm of academic pretension still stood before us, even though she had unusual courage for someone from the other side. Okay, I have to restart the stream because otherwise YouTube might bin the shit out of me, which means that I will be ending the stream and then starting it up immediately again. For those of you who weren't here for my previous explanations of this, it has to do with copyright bullshit. Because I'm archiving these VODs on YouTube, and YouTube has a tendency to go back into older videos and go, this thing is now copyright claimed, it's unavailable in all countries. But YouTube also has a system where you can remove copyrighted material without the rest of the sound from a video, but that does not work on videos that are longer than 2 hours. So I'm having to cut up these videos by starting and stopping the stream just in case of that happening. So you literally just refresh immediately after I do this. So BRB.